Birdman 316 here. A quick little video. This is the same truck I was working on the other day. I just stuck these wheels on here just to see how it would look. You can't really see in there really good, but that nylock section of that nut doesn't really bite onto the axle really well, because on the front of the newer school trucks it has a fatter hex on it, and the ones back here, see where it's, there you go, you can see where it's biting. Yeah, the threads are already through the nylock, and on this one they're not. But the hexes on the back of here are a little bit wider than the old school ones, the super old school ones. And the old school ones had a thinner hex on the back. And these hexes on the back were actually on the front of the older school ones. So what I'm going to have to do is take these new school hexes off and get two more, which I have a lot of hexes in my Stampede stash. Put a couple more of those older school hexes on the front, that way that will get the axle threads through that nut better. So you can just, it's just barely biting on. I know this isn't a four-wheel drive, it doesn't have any drive on the front wheels or anything. It's just peace of mind to let you know that the wheel's not going to fall off. Let me give you a better view of right down in there. Right down in there, you can tell it does not have a fiberglass tie bar. Now I've got the hinge pins ordered, and I got the Savage shock parts, which you can barely see it right there. That's a stock one. I'm going with a Savage one, and probably put the Savage, maybe the Savage shock ends on there. That way I could still run it in the most outer hole there on the A-arm. Have sufficient, really good handling. And there's only two adjustments on the front end here for the shocks. You can see there's only two holes in the A-arm. I have it in the outer so I can get the suspension tuned as best I can with what I got. And on the top you only have one hole for the shocks. Same thing on the back there. But you can tell, let me show you something. You can barely see down here. Let me get, where is it? There it is. You can see I replaced those bolts. You can't see the back ones, but they are there. And under here, where my thumb is, you can tell I replaced both of those too. Now on most of your Stampedes, the XL5s and the older ones that has regular coarse threaded screws holding the back end together and holding that skid plate, ladder bar, whatever on. They have the coarse thread screws, and the VXL has the fine thread screws. It has the hex head, the button heads, whatever. Has just better stuff. Me personally, I think even though this is a basic model right here, I think they all ought to have those better screws. Even though the XL5 is the brushed model, I guess they want to keep the cost down, because you never know. I mean, you might get one of these, well, I don't like it, so at least I didn't spend a ton of money. But then you can always upgrade it later. But if you want to go all out, you want maximum power, you get the VXL model, I meant. It comes with a brushless kit. I drove one time, and man, let me tell you, it is out of this world powerful. It's crazy. You want to live life on the ragged edge with monster trucks, two-wheel drive. Yeah, that's the ticket right there. But this one here is getting all the good stuff. Yep, I'm going to drop me a brushless system in there, 2S, to start off with to tune it. And then I'll probably put a 3S in there, 3S battery. Make sure the brushless system can handle 3S. It should. But I want to jump that creek across the backside there where I fly my whoops, where I flew into the tunnel, and plus where I landed one of my quads in the water. And yep, that creek. I want to jump it with this truck right here. So it's going to be pretty wild. Chances are, something's going to break on this truck. More than likely, it will probably be these front hub carriers. No, sorry, the uprights. You can barely see it in there. That's another weak part of the Stampede. So if anything breaks, it'll probably be that. And if I land wrong, I just might blow a lid off the shocks. I'm probably not going to keep these shocks on here. I'm going to change them over. And these lids right here are kind of prone to blowing off. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out together. When I get this thing all set up and ready to go, I'm going to try to jump that creek across there in the back. I'm going to have a quad in the area. I'm going to have a camera on the launch side, another camera across the creek on the receiving end. It's going to be interesting to say the least. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you that update, my friends, and to tell you that I want everyone to have a wonderful day, wonderful night, wherever you are. This is Birdman 316. Sayonara.